When you see children playing an attentive mind game, you can't help but be impressed by their sense of engagement and focus. As someone who has been helping children with attention problems for years, it's a joy to watch. My name is Dr. Thor Bergerson, founder of ADHD Boston. A child's expression is often a window into what's really going on in their mind. And what goes on in a child's mind when he or she is playing an attentive mind game is truly fascinating, and the key to how attentive mind games are different. What is Focus Forward, and how does it work? The key is the AV headset, which projects the child's brainwaves onto a sensor in the iPad. The game's main character, Skylar, can only move forward if the child's focus is strong and sustained. Let's take a look inside the brain and see what's going on. There are billions of neurons inside the brain. Some neurons communicate with each other through a process called neurotransmission. Signals are sent across a gap between the neurons called a synapse. When the signals are few and far between, that could be inattention. There isn't enough energy to cross the gap. In this case, the light at the synapse is red. As the signals become more frequent, energy builds up. The light is now yellow, but there still isn't enough power to make the jump. Finally, with enough repetition and frequency, the strength of the synapse crosses a threshold, and the signal is sent to the next neuron jumping across the synapse. The light has turned green, a circuit has been created, and attention happens. As we pull back, we can see that more connections are being made, forming a network of neurons and communication. Attentive mind, by exercising the neurons involved in the attention circuit, creates these new connections. Taking another step back, it is clear that the part of the brain where these connections and circuits are activated is the frontal cortex, the attention center. Through attentive mind training or gameplay, this important brain region is strengthened and can be activated at will for any activity requiring focus. So when attention needs to be accessed in order to listen to a teacher, parent, or coach, it's there. Children use their attention to drive Skylar, the character, forward. If they lose focus, Skylar stops moving. When they regain focus, Skylar moves forward, which means keeping attention at a high level for several seconds. In the game's universe, the player comes face to face with bots, some of which need to be redirected, while others can be left alone. The game rewards impulse control, while the player loses points for being impulsive. In the game, the player must select one correct bot from a group. The image of the right bot must be kept in mind, while the clutter of the other bots is passed over. One way the game simulates multitasking is by confronting the player with 3 tasks, deciding whether or not to get the crystal, jumping over or sliding under the obstacle, and tapping the bot. The order in which these are done is as important to success as the efficiency of transitions. Attention is naturally drawn to new things, often resulting in lost focus. The ability to stay on task in spite of unexpected stimuli is called novelty inhibition. The game introduces new distractions which can cause the player to slow down, miss a bot, or run into an obstacle. When a child learns to filter out these distractions, they're able to put their other attention skills into practice. Part of the training is to learn to use these skills in different contexts, to be able to transfer these skills into other activities. In the game, after the players learn a skill out on the planet, running and dealing with bots, they have to bring these skills into different environments, like a laboratory or a classroom, and use them in a different way, such as quietly studying and decoding molecules. Attentive mind training develops these attention strengths just like lifting weights builds muscles. Attentive mind can be transferred to the classroom, homework, athletics, anything that requires attention. which is everything.